Good day, RGV. Today on Valley por Vida, we've got a jam-packed show. Now, we're going to be introducing you to one Valley student with big dreams in music and how his teachers are helping him achieve his goals. We've also got going to give you some tips on how to make money work for you and talk about some fun facts when it comes to dollar bills. Plus, it's April and the National Month calendar is full of national observances for us to have fun with, so we're breaking it all down. There's so much going on, so don't go anywhere. Valley por Vida starts right now. Hi there, and thanks again for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda, and if you have a dream, then maybe you'll recall that, it came about when you were young in school. And if so, then maybe there was a teacher that helped inspire you to chase after that dream, to help see it as a reality. See, that's the case for one Valley student, and we caught up with him to learn all about his plans for the future, as well as how grateful he is for his teachers when it comes to their support.
Well, our band name is Los Chavos de la Isla. We are currently 3 members, me, Aaron Gracia, Gardio Garcia, and Joshua. We do mostly flamenco songs that our teacher, Mr. Moscorro, he taught us. But we also play a lot of Mexican pop and other Mexican songs like that. We're trying to branch out more into like country, rock, but for now, we only have a limited repertoire. We got started, I'd say maybe 3-4 months ago. I met Joshua at the beginning of the year. He was new to flamenco, and as soon as I saw him, I was kind of weirded out by him, because, well, I didn't know him, and he just seemed kind of odd. But as months went by, we got really familiar with each other, and Gardiel gave the idea to make the band, and I was all for it, and Joshua was super excited for it, so we started off with that. I like to play a little bit of guitar here and there. I guess a big pastime that I do is playing with my dogs. We recently adopted 4 puppies, and now we have 6. We have 6 dogs now, but we take care of them really well. I mainly take care of them, but it's really fun. I love playing with them. I love feeding them. I love just hanging out with them. I want to be a chemical engineer. I really like the subject of science. I had a chemistry class last year, and it was really hard, but I was really interested in the material. And engineering has really always been part of my life. My uncle, my grandpa, my dad, all of them are some type of chemical engineer. I mean, not chemical engineer, but engineer. My uncle is an electrical engineer. My other uncle, he's a welder. And my dad works at Keppel Amphels. He's a supervisor there. I'd love to attend college at Texas A&M here in McAllen. They recently opened up maybe 2-3 years ago, so it's really relatively new. I went there and I won a scholarship. It was like a little raffle. It was only a $500 scholarship, but it really got me into joining it. Another thing that I thought was kind of quirky and odd, whenever they greet someone in the college, they always say howdy. They say howdy, and then they say their name. I think it's kind of cool, so that's why I want to join.
We wish Aaron the best of luck in all his future endeavors, and we'll continue with our efforts to shed a light on all students in the Rio Grande Valley. And part of what students learn in school usually involves an economics course or two, but the items in that curriculum really help make life easier for them as they grow up in the world. Even as adults, a lot of us have trouble figuring out our finances and our economic goals, so it's great that a lot of students are learning about this at an early age. But whether Whether you're an adult or still in high school, there are a couple of good tips to keep in mind when it comes to how your money works. And we've got all of those details.
How Money Works is a book for the rest of us. In other words, non-financial people. Most financial books have sort of a reputation of being written for other financial people because they're so complicated. And my co-author and I, Tom Matthews, wrote this book so a 14-year-old kid could read it, understand it, and if they were so inclined, implement it. It's very, very simple, but the concepts are so powerful that if you read this book and you take action on it, you would never have to read another book on personal finance for the rest of your life. Rich people and the people that take care of their finances know how to work the money system. The rest of us are basically victims of it. The financial services companies in this country have been ripping off the general public for a long time. And the general public, because they're uneducated about money, doesn't even know they're being ripped off. Banks are probably the greatest example. You put your money in a bank and they give you 0.05% interest, and then they loan you your money back on a credit card at 17.5% interest, and they make the spread. So that's just one example of the ripoff that's gone on, but there are many, many examples. We don't learn this in school because the financial lobby doesn't want it taught, because the more ignorant we are, the richer they get. Well, you'd want to just educate yourself. I mean, that's really what this book is about, is education. We do classes for corporations all over the United States, and the book was the best-selling personal finance book in the United States in 2020. So we're being asked to do classes in major corporations. But in schools as well. So we teach the kids the concepts, the high school kids, the concepts from the book, just the same as we do the corporate employees and everyone else we teach. The concepts are really basic. You literally could understand these things in the book when you're 14 years old and maybe even a little bit younger. They're not complicated, but they're so powerful and so important that if you don't know them, you'll likely get ripped off with money your whole life.
But you know what? Money works for you when you understand a little bit more about its history. So let's go ahead and break down some of those things in today's Fun Facts segment. All right, so according to Reader's Digest, pennies could actually bankrupt us. The site says that it costs more than a penny to make a penny, and that's usually about 1.7 cents per coin. Wow. And if you see a penny, pick it up for good luck, right? The site says that our change can make TSA wealthier. See, whenever they're adding up loose change in various airports across the country, it adds up. In fact, back in 2015, they reported collecting $765,759 in loose change. And dollars, of course, add up too, right? Obviously. But get this. The site says that paper money is actually not paper at all. Apparently, it's 70% cotton and 25% linen. In fact, the site says that during the times of Ben Franklin, people used to even repair broken bills with a needle and a thread. And it outlines that money is the ultimate compost. See, it says that more than 4 tons of worn out U.S. cash is mulched into compost every single day, which is already a lot before you even add it up over time. All right, well, it's time now. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and then we're going to look at your local weather updates. But be sure to stay tuned because Valley Por Vida is going to be right back. And we'll be talking about the national observances for the month of April. All the fun we can take part in these next few weeks, plus our social media shout outs of the day when we return.